From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
I always heard when I was younger from my science teachers, whether it's cold or whether it's hot, there will be weather, whether or not.
Tonight on The Good Stuff, we're going on a getaway to appreciate Oregon in all kinds of weather. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon in for Brittany tonight. The frigid weather we've had the past few days may have you dreaming of the beach. And while the Oregon coast likely isn't the balmy getaway that you're thinking of, it has a unique charm. This time of year, Grant McComey is going storm watching for waves.
As winter surf floods and ebbs, beachcombers wander, seeking secrets from the tides. Don Best uses a camera to find the secrets that many miss.
Sometimes it takes quite a few pictures in order to get the right one.
Even on a day this nice, when sparkling sunshine clears away the dreary gray, a powerful east wind stirs up a show.
That's a good one.
Best says when the east wind blasts the surf, it's called spindrift, or King Neptune's horses.
It blows the tops of the breakers back, and I've even shot some with rainbows in them. You get them on the right angle, and you can get a rainbow in the breaker too.
Oregon State Park's Robert Smith says safety is critical when you head to the beach in winter, starting with the logs that are washed ashore. Just 5 inches of water can move a 5-ton log. He adds jetties seem inviting because they give you a front row seat, but stay in your car. Don't walk out.
They're designed for safe shipping traffic. They're not designed for pedestrian use.
Smith says beach waysides offer quite a show, but his favorites are high vantage points like Cape Mears or Hasita Head.
A little higher up, a little further away is always a little better, and it's definitely safer.
You might also leave the driving to someone else, like Dave Pasolski.
Definitely a windy day.
Darren Gooch and Patricia Murphy join Dave, a lifelong local who enjoys the coast safely.
There's definitely safe ways of being able to enjoy it and experience the wind and feel just how powerful the winds can be during storms down here.
Dave enjoys sharing many North Coast sights with his friends, but the Columbia River South Jetty Viewing Tower is a favorite.
This viewing tower is just a nice, safe place you can be, but still be able to see it. I always heard when I was younger from my science teachers, whether it's cold or whether it's hot, there will be weather, whether or not.
Don Best agrees and adds that when you make time to explore the Oregon coast in winter, bring a camera to capture the drama.
You're looking for that ooh-ah shot. Sometimes you have to shoot maybe 100 shots to get it, but you can get an ooh-ah shot.
Along the coast with photographer Jeff Kastner, Grant McComey, KGW.
And while the winter storm this weekend was a pain for many and even dangerous for others, some found a way to get out and enjoy the snow today. We went out to Esther Short Park up in Vancouver and found a family playing, even making a mini tubing hill out of the new playground there at Esther Short Park. And at Waterfront Park, a few people were out braving the cold to enjoy the rare winter blue skies.
This is the most snow I've seen in my life, because it usually never sticks down in Atlanta.
I thought it was great. I wish there was more. It's fun to ride in the sleds and go down hills, and very easy to drive on.
Well, some were wishing we had even more snow to play in. Well, some animals at the Oregon Zoo are appreciating the winter weather. This is Moshu, the red panda, and Kaya, the harbor seal you'll see as well there. Moshu has been at the zoo since 2019 as an effort to conserve the endangered species. The same for Kaya, who made Oregon her home in 2015. If you want to meet these cuties, the zoo is typically open Friday through Monday every week during the winter season. At the Humane Society of Southwest Washington, some staff members had a sleepover this weekend with animals that don't have a home. They volunteered to spend the night at the shelter to make sure that they were all cared for in case folks couldn't drive back and forth. They say they stocked up on snacks and were ready to snuggle up with their furry friends. And many of your pets have had some fun in the snow this past weekend. We got a ton of photos of dogs and even some cats out and about that you sent in to us. Take a look. Randy's dog, Macaroni. Macaroni, that's right. Loving what was his first snow experience this weekend. Got his sweater on there. That is a good look and smart, too. And it looks like it was Amy's puppy's first snow, too, and she even brought a little snow back inside so they could keep on playing. Good move. And Brandon says his cat, Sapphire, actually enjoyed the snow and ice. He took her out on a leash to explore. And check out Steve. That's Steve posing in the snow for his owner, Bruce, Steve and Bruce. This was taken at Camp Sherman in Jefferson County. But the snow wasn't for all the pets. Roxana says her cat, Miso, found her happy place cuddled up by the fire on a snowy weekend. Smart move. And even some of the dogs weren't having it. This is Duffy. His owner, Sky, says that he is not a huge fan of the snow. Max also wasn't too happy to be out in the cold. Megan says he prefers the couch. All right, you can share photos of your pets in the snow or maybe stories of good stuff happening in our community by texting 503-226-5088 or email us at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. Oh, well, it can be fun for pets to romp in the snow for a bit. You really do want to limit their time out in the cold. Experts at Dove Lewis Animal Hospital had some advice for pets in the snow. They say not only can they get hypothermia just like people, but the snow and ice can be hard on their paws.
Dogs are the ones who are most likely to get into mischief outside. So what we are telling pet owners, especially dog owners, is yes, we know exercise is important, but exercise them inside as much as possible, just so you limit your time outside with your dog and hopefully avoid injuries and illnesses that way.
One more thing to think about. Dove Lewis says the chemicals that some people use to clear sidewalks of ice, it can be harmful if pets ingest it. So when you do take them out, wash off their paws when they get back inside. Well, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and this year would have marked the civil rights leader's 95th birthday. Ariel Hickson from our sister station in D.C. spoke to King's eldest son to reflect on his life, his legacy, and the next generation of changemakers.
Here at the tidal basin, on a chilly winter day, many visitors take the time to pause and look up.
How does it feel to look up there and see Dr. King?
Really proud, especially a lot of stuff he did for us back in the day.
It's been decades since Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made his mark right here in Washington, D.C. Today we honor his everlasting legacy on a new generation of changemakers.
What he did and what he said was a lasting impression on all of us.
There are several monuments in the nation's capital, but this one is different.
In an area where you have monuments to presidents and memorials, war memorials, this is the one that represents peace.
Martin Luther King III is the civil rights leader's eldest son. He says navigating today's political landscape and keeping his father's legacy of peace alive is tricky.
Here in 2024, we are seeing chaos emerging every day, but I think people want to create community.
In a world that's so divided, King says the biggest challenge is finding common ground.
The biggest task is how do we create civility in society? Does not mean that we have to agree on every issue.
Now, the spotlight is on the next generation.
All right, you're certainly welcome. I think this generation is ready, is willing, is able, and is going to make this nation truly the nation it ought to become.
Hope is on the horizon, paving the way towards a brighter future.
Well, food can be a great way to bring people together, especially around the holidays. After the break, meet the family cooking up thin Norwegian pancakes with a side of some good company. But first, for skiers and boarders, the snow on Mount Hood is finally making for some excellent runs. Thanks to our photographer, Ken McCormick. He's a great skier. He shot this beautiful footage while hitting the slopes of Mount Hood Meadows yesterday. Check it out. Welcome back. This next story takes us to the Midwest, where one Minnesota family is cooking up a savory treat, making a lot of Norwegians very happy. Boyd Hubert shows us how a little red deer hunting stand put a new twist on a holiday tradition.
With the weather whipping, she wondered if folks would still show.
These are the signs I put out to help direct people.
But Kim Englund is nothing
Because we're kind of in the boonies.
if not resourceful, a quality that first led her to this.
How are you?
So we're gonna take 3 of those packs of lefsas.
We have people that come here, but they don't know what lefsa is.
Kim used to take her homemade lefsa exclusively
There you are.
to holiday vendor shows till 2020 when COVID shut them down.
We're ready to go.
Some of the restaurants in the area were having the drive-through option.
Hi there.
So Casey went and got the deer stand and put it down here.
Thank you.
And we started a little drive-through.
I always do what she says, so.
Casey is Kim's husband.
That's just Kim. She comes up with crazy ideas all the time.
It's just kind of our vector to get lefsa to these people that need it.
Hi. How are you guys?
And they giggle and think it's funny. A lot of them will take pictures. 2 packs of lefsa? Okay.
The stand is open on Saturday mornings, just 2 hours a week.
How are you?
Sell it all.
We will.
But has moved so much lefsa since opening in November.
2 packs? Okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
The Englands
Yeah.
have gone through half a ton of potatoes.
Hello
Hi.
there. Why don't you give me 3 packages?
That's Kim on the left rolling out the potato dough, and her niece Harper at the grill turning.
Done. Every day you're making lefsa.
Yep.
Every day.
It's $6 for a pack, and there's 3 lefsa rounds in each pack.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Lefsa for holiday appetites that seem insatiable.
You can't have enough lefsa.
They're stocking up.
We usually pick up 10 packs at a time. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks, you guys.
Let's
5
do
packs.
5. Matthew Schneider drove an hour and a half with wife Deborah.
Sure, why not?
A lot of Norwegians and Swedes here, and they need their lefsa. And keep that in the fridge.
Yep, just so you know, this is all going to North Dakota.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
We need more lefsa makers out there.
There you go.
I'm addicted to lefsa.
Are you going to save that lefsa for Christmas now?
Well, I don't know if it'll make it that far.
Hearing all that laughter
Only in Minnesota.
made us wonder
Staying busy, huh?
Yeah, it's gotten crazy.
if crabby people even like lefsa.
There's your 2 packs. No, nobody. They're not allowed if you're crabby.
In the snow, they still showed,
Honey butter. People eat it on their lefsa too, of course.
where the best gifts often come wrapped
How many packs would you like?
in small boxes.
You want 2 or 3?
Love that lefsa. All right, next it's the real-life version of a parent trap. Meet the sisters who helped reunite their parents 10 years after they divorced. But first, let's check out more of your photos of your pets enjoying the snow. Tongue out right there, that's looking good.
1, 2, 3.
One of the most iconic scenes from the 1998 version of The Parent Trap is based on identical twin sisters who mastermind the reunion and eventual remarriage of their divorced parents. And as it turns out, the script isn't just for the movies. Scott Gady and Julie Shore, parents of 2 daughters, divorced nearly 10 years ago. In 2021, the sisters saw a spark reignite between the couple, and the rest is history. NBC's Hoda Kotb has the story.
If you're new here, my parents are divorced, but they're getting remarried.
Some might say you'd have to believe in magic if you ever thought Scott Gady and Julie Shore would ever get back together.
Started this account in the phase of their divorce where they were very much like not friends, not pals, not vibing in any way.
The couple's daughters, Rachel and Caroline, have racked up millions of views on TikTok.
How did you meet?
Documenting their parents' second chance at love.
You guys holding hands right now?
Scott and Julie divorced nearly a decade ago, started new lives of their own while co-parenting. That changed during the pandemic while caring for elderly parents. The family of 4 found themselves in the same quarantine bubble.
My parents were still definitely separate, but it was nice to see them getting along.
The sisters picked up on something their parents had not yet realized.
This is the notorious photo that we call the Parent Trap photo. We were like, our parents like each other.
So Rachel and Caroline began teasing their parents, joking with the mom that she still had deep feelings for their dad. Julie realized her daughters were right. After a trip away, Scott and Julie decided to move in together. 1 year later, with some consistent encouragement, Scott proposed to Julie once again.
What are we doing? We're gonna go shop for dresses, and we're gonna go... What dresses? Oh yeah, my wedding dress.
And just like the movie's ending, sealing their everlasting love.
We actually did it.
Hey, congratulations to all involved. All right, here's a live look now at the beach in Lincoln City. All right, looking like there's maybe some crab boats out on the water tonight. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna have more pictures of your photos coming up after the break. Thanks for joining us for the good stuff. That's all the time we have, but we're going to leave you with a few more of your photos. Good night.